Exploring ExtraFax for Microsoft Exchange and Microsoft 365. System Configuration Overview. The ExtraFax system configuration consists of many parameters. This demo will focus on the most popular settings. For more complete product documentation, please visit our website. On the General Information tab, the System Settings section contains information about the ExtraFax server. Details about which mode the ExtraFax server is configured for, Windows and Fax domain name details, server DNS name, system timeout parameters, and whether or not to enforce HTTPS access to the ExtraFax server web user interface are found in that section. Configuring the Call Settings section helps ExtraFax determine which calls are considered local, long distance, or international dialing. This is a very important configuration. On the Outbound Settings tab of the System Configuration, configure the preferred default retry count and retry interval settings for the ExtraFax server. By default, ExtraFax will attempt to translate a recipient's fax number based on the local country and area code specified in the system configuration record. This results in the removal of the local country and area code from the fax number dialing sequence. For example, 555-1234 instead of 1-416-555-1234. Under certain conditions, especially where 10-digit dialing is a requirement, using fax number translation and thus automatically stripping the local country and area code is simply not desirable. This feature can be disabled by setting this field to yes. Disable using personal fax number as the calling party number. The default for this setting is yes. When set to no, ExtraFax will use the cover page fax number or the person's personal fax number as the calling party number. Note that this is effective only if the fax line is able to support it. On occasion, users may submit faxes that include file attachment types that are not considered a supported file format for the purpose of native printing. This may have an adverse impact on ExtraFax. The attachment type list here is a predefined default list. When ExtraFax encounters any file attachment types that match the list, those attachments will not be processed by ExtraFax and will simply be ignored. If there are other attachment types that need to be restricted, add their file attachment extension to the list. List of attachment types allowed to perform native printing. The default setting is any. To be more granular and identify a specific list of file attachment types only that can be included in a fax, update this parameter to specify the acceptable file attachment types. If multifunction devices are used in an organization, ExtraFax can be configured to process outbound fax jobs originating from those device types. If needed, configure the desired options. Looking next at the Inbound Settings tab of the System Configuration, when faxes are received, ExtraFax will use certain characteristics of that fax to find a matching sequence for the purpose of routing the fax. The order in which ExtraFax will make that determination is based on this list. According to the most popular fax routing characteristics that are preferred in a particular environment, edit the order of the list for optimal ExtraFax routing performance. When an environment uses ExtraFax API, ensure that when reviewing the API Settings tab of the System Configuration, that both available options are set to yes. If ExtraFax API is not used in an environment, both these options can be set to no. To control which system administrators have full access administrative rights to the ExtraFax server, on the Security Settings tab of the System Configuration, add the desired usernames. There is also a setting that can control whether or not system administrators can see the entire content of another user's faxes, or if they are limited to seeing only the first page content of another user's faxes. It is highly recommended that available parameters should be configured on the Notification tab of the System Configuration. This will alert the administrator in the event that the ExtraFax port server is no longer communicating with the ExtraFax server. Specify the maximum time interval between port server and ExtraFax server communication, and then specify the email address that should be alerted when a problem is detected. We hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. To learn more about our products, please visit our website for more product information and additional tutorials. Visit us at www.extracomm.com.